What is this called? What's this called?
Yeah, what the fuck are we doing?
Where am I?
Wintermass after party.
All right, welcome everybody to the Wintermass after party, where we're going to talk about
Mass.
I thought it was the night before.
This is the AP after Wintermass.
Winter Mist.
It's the Christmas time special. Emily DM'd this for us and took a ragtag group of us through trying to take out Santa Claus, like we all should have a wonderful Christmas by killing Santa.
He's the worst.
We do aim to help.
It wasn't Santa's fault.
Yeah.
He was a lot possessed.
How do you think he ended up with that crown on his head, though? He put it on willingly, just like Fridge did.
Or one of the reindeer or the gnomes stuck it on him without him knowing.
While he was asleep, maybe?
Why would they do that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They themselves were possessed before Santa got possessed.
So a possessed gnome was like, please possess all my people.
Don't give Santa an out. He knows when people have been bad or good. He knows what they're becoming.
Maybe it's Mrs. Claus's fault, you know?
I was going to say, where is Mrs. Claus?
It's not Mrs. Claus's fault. He didn't realize how bad it was going to be. He thought it was going to be something that would help him. Don't be misogynistic.
Can't wave that.
Mrs. Claus would never do anything
She
wrong.
keeps him with many a butt plug. Very happy.
Everybody has butt plugs now.
Wasn't that? Oh,
apparently
that
the
wasn't
tobacco
Santa.
guy had his own set.
Oh, yeah, that was on the desk.
He had three in the
I have
drawer.
to say, they're pretty
in the
impressive.
drawer.
He had three in the drawer. That was written into the adventure. I will have you know.
Oh, right. Who was it that wrote this adventure, by the way?
Yeah, who wrote this adventure?
Where did you get this wonderful adventure?
The butt plugs were not written into the adventure. The adventure was written by Reddit user JMANC 6 years ago and posted in the D&D Behind the Screen Reddit thread. Subreddit, whatever it's called. Thingy.
Good find.
Yeah, quick Google search and there it was.
Nice.
And we did look through several, and this was the one I saw that you were supposed to be evil-ish characters doing evil-ish things, and I thought, yeah, that fits.
I don't think I felt like we played any different evil as we did or any other character we play. So either
chaos.
we're all inherently just evil, or we just don't know the difference.
I think Fridge is just a little dumb rather than evil. Well, now he's a lot dumb because of the stupid cookies.
Who was it that made a cookie sandwich, not knowing what was
So
going to
many.
happen?
Look, you put that amount of carbs in front of an athlete, of course it's going to happen. Of course.
Athlete.
I don't know if Fridge would have put the crown on as quickly as he did, or if at all, if he wasn't cookie-ized.
You immediately said, my intelligence is 3.
What was your intelligence when you started? It was 8, right?
It was 8, yeah.
And it went down to 5 after you had the cookie sandwich. I would argue an 8 would probably make a cookie sandwich. And then a 5 would definitely just eat the rest of the table.
And then a 3 puts
Put the crown on.
That's the scale.
How was it playing only one class?
Actually, I really liked Fridge. The bestial barbarian thing or whatever, where I could like make claws and like grow a tail. I think the third option is basically you grow like a chomper, a mouse of some kind or something. I forget what it does. But I certainly picked the right class and race for the adventure. Goliath Barbarian. I literally didn't take full damage on anything.
Yeah, I'm glad we all made characters that were really effective for this.
And just super different.
Well, that's the problem. I tried to be different.
And Elena wasn't mad at Glimbershank. She was mad at Bill.
Yeah. This is what you get. That's what you get for trying to be different.
I'm going to take a bunch of cold damage spells to Winter Wonderland.
It just doesn't make sense.
I did like you, and you're like, how do I have a +5 to initiative?
Yeah,
you're not used to going that fast.
Right.
That was nice.
Is that a feat or a gnome thing? Because actually, that is pretty sick.
Glimmershank he was fairly dexterous to begin with. His dex is 15, so he's got a +2 to initiative from that. And then it was tactical wit, actually, from Xanathar's Guide to Everything. So you gain a bonus to your initiative rolls equal to your intelligence modifier. And him being a wizard, he had a good intelligence. So that added up to be a total of +4. I made Glimmershank using D&D Beyond, as opposed to I often make characters with pen and pencil. Pen and pencil, yeah. Paper and pencil.
Pen and pencil.
Well, you put it down in pen first and then go over it with pencil just to lock it in.
No, it's the other way around. Pencil first, pen second. Goodness gracious, what kind of a
monster
barbarian do you take me for?
Hey, I take offense to that.
Anyway, he was a cool. I thought he was a cool build, but perhaps not best served to a wintry environment.
Did you know? Like, you had to know, right? That you were going to be fighting stuff resistant to all your spells. Come on.
I guess.
I don't think he put that much thought into it.
Oh.
So what I did do
right.
was I tried to pick spells that worked well together, because I could impose a debuff for saving throws to enemies, and then the majority of my spells were all saving throw spells. Fireball would have been a saving throw spell as well, but that was part of what I was going with.
How was he to know we were going to fight snowy things 3 years in a row for the Christmas one-shot?
What are the chances of
I thought this time would be different.
Snowmen every time. Hordes of snowmen.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't hordes of snowmen. There was 3 snowmen and a whole bunch of snow lumps.
Yeah, Bill and my snowman battle was pretty similar. This was a little different. But still, AoE would have been nice.
Yeah, but all we had to do was... Didn't we just have to kill Frosty?
2 others.
And 2
There's
others.
3 in total.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was a much more brutal battle than I expected at the start.
And it actually should have been more brutal.
What?
Oh, wow.
When one of them gets, like, seriously hurt, the others are supposed to go to berserk and, like, rage, and there should have been more headbutting going on. And
Raging Snowmen? That's a cool
Yeah.
band name. I like it.
That's true, actually.
They just lose their heads. But
So how was this
Sell
module? How was this one to run, Emily?
It was pretty good. I think everything was pretty much figured out for me. There wasn't a whole lot that I need to change. There was a big section I cut out just for time. You guys could have gone to a town and bought items, which actually some of the items are kind of funny. But yeah, it was pretty well written. I liked it.
Can we hear about said items?
You could have gone to the town, to Frosthold, the town of Frosthold. You could have, there were optional vignettes. You could have seen Tiny Tom as you entered the general shop, an incredibly small human with a broken leg and makeshift crutch that was counting out copper pieces very slowly. Pay for the smallest pigeon available, and he'll keep dropping his change and getting the price wrong, and you all couldn't be served or do anything until he was finished with his transaction.
Oh my goodness.
All right, that would have been a disaster.
I don't know what would happen.
You would have probably killed him.
I think Fridge would have happened.
Yeah.
Accidentally stepped on Tiny
If
Tom.
Fridge tried to help, you still wouldn't be able
Unless
to
you tried to just like carry him around like a familiar and like you now have Tiny Tom on your side.
Oh, that's
On your
actually
shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
On
very
your
good
shoulder like a
idea.
parrot. Yeah.
There was Bing Crosby, the bard singing with an incredible voice, and a group of guards and locals are watching transfixed. And there was a large hat filled to the brim with mixed coins for the local orphanage, and it didn't look like anybody was watching it. So just temptation.
Because you would have been the one singing.
Oh no.
Ooh.
You would have been running away from my singing.
Bring Crosby.
And then there was candy from a baby. You see a mother negotiating for a Wintermass tree at a side of the road vendor. Her baby is next to her in a basket, wrapped up in a warm, and happily unwrapping a huge lollipop. and it looks like a very tasty lollipop.
You know what? Had we encountered the baby and Fridge took the candy from it, as easy as it would be, I don't know if he would have had the appetite for those cookies.
So it's my fault for not letting you go to Frosthold to
I'm not
encounter
placing
the
any
baby.
blame. I'm not saying it's anybody here is at fault. I'm just saying Fridge is big. He eats big. But depending on the size of that lollipop, it might have satiated him for at least a little bit.
It was a never-ending lollipop.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. We got some Wonkaville up here.
There was Michael C. Hammer's Smithy and Tanner, where you could have bought armory and weapons. Legitimate Business Tavern and Store. Let's see, where you could have bought alcohol, food, drinks, rations, and adventuring gear. You could also fence stolen items.
Okay.
And enter a back room with a black market catalog. Where
yes,
you could have
please.
bought such things as a bear trap.
Okay.
That would have been good.
Blade poison. A flashbang. Knife boots, which are used for climbing, but it also has a bonus action attack.
Ooh.
Cool.
Klaxon bomb. Dark vision goggles. Cloak of stealth. Scroll of haste. And a scroll of invisibility. These last three are my favorite, though.
Okay.
This is my least favorite of the last three. The Temple of Helm. There's an altar that holds 1 potion of healing holy water and a donation box which is very full of coin. The priest there can cast cleric spells up to level 3. So that could have been of help to you if you were really hurt. Then you have Bob's Bargain Bottles. Bob's Bargain Bottles sells a small selection of sealed potions that are unlabeled. There are 10 in stock. Some are alcohol, a few are poison, and some are useful. And you roll for the contents. So it'd either be a poison, a foul liquid, alcohol, or a common potion such as healing, climbing, or dark vision, or an uncommon potion such as gaseous form or grating healing, and then a few are rare potions such as fire breath and frost giant strength.
Oh, cool.
So we just have Fridge try them all.
Yeah, it would have went great with the cookies.
Wash down those cookies.
You have fire breath now.
And you're dying. Because you're poisoned very severely.
You're also poisoned. Yeah.
And a healing spell. So
Chug the poison, then the healing. Not the healing, then the poison.
Exactly. It's all about the sequence.
The order of operations.
And then Marvo's Miraculous Magical Medallions. Sells various gems and rare amulets. The amulets have minor magical effects, such as granting advantage on performance dance checks, granting an impressive mustache. Here'd be one good for Leland, making hair billow dramatically.
I do like a billow.
1 weekly charge of message, or lowering voice pitch significantly, or 1 weekly charge of thaumaturgy.
Rosa would lower her voice significantly.
Yeah.
Rosa. I'm not Rosa, sorry, Zora.
Zora.
Oh.
Slip. Freudian slip.
We cracked that code.
What does vomiturgy do? Is it
Thaumaturgy.
Vomiturgy. I cast vomiturgy.
You vomit upwards. You can. I think you can change how your voice sounds, or throw your voice, or you can make windows open and shut, or change the color of your eyes. Basically, generally useless things, except for in role play. Really, I guess making windows and doors open and close would be good for a distraction or something.
Calling a spirit.
Is it opening by vomit? Like the vomit projectile opens it?
Yes.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't know how else you open doors and windows, but
Okay, that hurt my throat. Glad I didn't have to do that.
what is the sequence of it supposed to be? Because if we went to this town, it's it gives us a place to retreat if we get into shit. We could go there for healing and stuff. What's the order of operations supposed to be? Because it seems like you could take all of that and make it almost like a mini campaign rather than a 5 or 6 episode. We could have turned it into a much longer thing.
You could have been given a chance to go to the town of Frosthold to stock up and gear up before going to see Santa.
Once we cracked the cookie case. Man, I didn't know what was happening with that cookie puzzle. I was so confused, and it was good because I was just playing dumb like Fridge. So I didn't have to contribute because Fridge couldn't have helped.
I played the card of like, oh yeah, Glimbershank knows what he's talking about. I don't know. In the episode 2, like you said it pretty clearly, pretty slow. It was, I don't know. It was hard to follow.
It's just another one of those things when you know it, it's easy. And if you don't know it, you have no clue.
Yeah, process of elimination.
Which was the good cookie again?
The moon, I think it was.
You kept eating the holly. The star and snowman were nothing, like neutral, right?
Well, we were eating them, but we weren't going back through the portal to check.
The tree and the present and the holly were all bad.
Yeah, and we had to eat the present because of the gnome over here.
The star and the snowman were nothing. The Santa hat were the buff, was the bless for 1 minute. And then the moon was the only one that got you through the portal.
Okay. Right, because there were 7 cookies.
I was so confident that I had solved
You're
that
like,
riddle.
the left ones of the good ones are the bad ones. So
confident.
But we didn't count on the Santa hat being in buff ones. Like,
well, also we ate the present again, but the present was the one that Tiffany ate in the cookie shop before. So we completely forgot that Tiffany had already eaten the present before our short rest.
Correct.
And then we went and tried to solve it after talking to the Grinch.
And we're like, yeah, it's a present.
That's got to be the present. Presents are good.
What about the past and the future? Yeah.
And I think I missed a D4 rule for Fridge for all the cookies that he ate.
Oh, no. He would have been dumber? It didn't matter how many cookies he re-ate because he kept going through the portal and was thinking that it was the right cookie because he was already able to go through the portal.
So it was a one-time eat the cookie, it works forever kind of thing? Or
That's the way I made it.
Okay. Because the other thing seemed to have like an hour, right? The one that he was sort of staring off into nowhere.
And again, that's what I made it. It's just
yeah.
I made him be in this stupor. It was just a bad cookie that he would then take a hit to his intelligence.
Did you feel like there was less pressure when making stuff up, Emily, because we were just being like so goofy, sort of? It was a pretty comedic party.
That helps, and then also, I've played with you guys long enough now that I am more comfortable rolling with it, and it's easier now to know what I need to know to an extent.
Well, we hardly let you get a word in sometimes, so...
It's fine. I'll just wait for you.
Yeah, oh yeah. If y'all could only see her on Zoom, like, okay.
Yeah, she pulls out her crocheting.
Yeah,
yeah, exactly. I'm good. Let me know when you're done.
Get my needlepoint done. Yeah.
I think the real magic that happened in the episode was that Tiffany and Fridge got back together again with this, this Christmas spirit, working together to kill something. Really does bring
still
people.
In effect.
It just makes it all that more spicy when they get together.
Listen, the restraining order only really matters if someone wants to go, tell somebody
Report
that they're
it.
within that distance, right?
I will admit, I was slightly uncomfortable with the whole restraining orders don't count thing. Just because it could be taken the wrong way.
Yeah.
But with the way we joke about everything, I hope nobody got upset about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I agree. It's a little bit of a sensitive subject. I hope that everybody listening to us knows that we don't.
We take restraining orders seriously.
Well, and Bill's comment was, "Oh, now we're talking about restraints." We were talking about butt plugs. Oh gosh, you guys! I mean, if you haven't seen it already, it's on our Twitter and stuff. The book ends.
I was scrolling through pictures looking for a nice executive looking office picture that I could show you guys just so you have something in your mind. And I didn't even see that.
Subliminal butt plugs.
Can't believe it.
Leave it to Elena to notice it.
And like Leland said, I showed restraint. And then Bill said, now we're talking about restraints.
Honestly, I was so enamored with the Newton's Cradle and that I knew what it was as soon as you said it.
I did not.
I never knew that was the name of it.
I mean, I knew somewhere. Like, I wouldn't have been able to recall it if you had said, what's that thing called? I wouldn't have been able to come up with the name. But I knew it once Emily said it. I was like, all right, I know what this is. But Fridge doesn't. No, Fridge is dumb.
In the text, it just says it's a magical Newton's Cradle, so it doesn't define what it does.
Oh.
No. So, in my head, what it does is if you let it tink, it'll just play music. Like whatever music you want to hear, it just starts playing. Yeah.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
he didn't want you to know that, like what his favorite music would be. So, because it probably was something really embarrassing. So he didn't want you to play it. It was
Is it because it's like imitating the apple
Bop.
hitting Newton on the head? That sort of thing? Like gravity,
I don't know why it's called a Newton's cradle.
Well, I think it's because of Newton's third law or whatever. The motion.
Equal and opposite reaction.
Reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What law
Or
is
second
that?
law or whatever one. Yeah, whatever it is.
I hated physics. I'm sorry.
So I have a question for John. Why did Tiffany wait so long when fighting all these ice things to bring out her flame sword?
Because I can only do it once per long rest, and I didn't want to do it at the first encounter. I wanted to save it for the ending, right?
How long does it last? It lasts till you stow it, right? Or you get knocked unconscious?
Flame blade lasts 10 minutes concentration.
Oh.
And I figured we were not going to be getting a long rest.
No.
I just always go into every adventure thinking we're not getting a long rest, especially in one
Yes,
shot.
Leland has
We've been
trained us well. Think you're not getting platinum and think you're not resting. That's
The sad thing is when she finally did it, that's when everything died right there at the very end. So I think a regular rapier attack would have probably taken care of it.
Those snowmen were pretty beefy.
Yeah.
I think we were just lucky that Frosty missed his eye laser so many times.
that seemed lethal.
Mm-hmm.
Always go for the eyes. That's what Tiffany says.
The windows of the soul.
Eyes don't
The
matter.
chilling ray. He had 3 charges of chilling ray. It's 3d6 cold damage and be paralyzed for 1 minute if you fail your con save.
Yeah, that's not good.
Oh, that sucks.
It's not good at all.
Yeah. That's rough. Those conditions do really suck.
What's worse, being paralyzed for a minute or being stunned for a minute?
Well, maybe you can answer
Interesting
that
question.
in the next couple episodes.
Let's talk about that.
Save that for the next after party.
Leland, I assume you really enjoyed the effects of Pass Without a Trace not being in the DM seat, right? It's awesome, isn't it, to be on this side of the table?
It's a perfectly great and balanced spell, yes.
I agree. I agree.
So balanced. It's just chef kiss. Mwah. Just the chef kiss of spells.
Because that kept us from getting hit by the deer, right? The deer didn't...
The
Pain deer didn't see us.
Pain deer, and how tough were those pain deer?
Sounds painful. I mean,
Well, there was like 7 of them, 6 or 7.
6 or 7 of anything can be a handful.
AC of 13, about 60 hit points. They can multi-attack, they can bite and gore, and then they have a snow breath, which recharges on a 5 and a 6. 15
are
foot
they resistant
cone.
to ice magic?
And they have pack tactics.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
So would you rather fight 6 or 7 duck-sized pain deer or 1 pain deer-sized duck? Isn't that how it goes? Is that the old
something like that.
That old saying?
It's a moose or an elephant.
I did like when you got to the grotto and you found the presents, and there were perfect presents for each one of you.
Yeah, actually, that was funny.
Mm-hmm.
I like Barbarian. I really liked it. I think there's enough variety for any of the classes at this point in 5e's history. Like, there's just so many different subclasses. Like, you could literally, if you want to be a barbarian that can do some, they have like a wild magic barbarian shit if you want that, right? Although mechanically that really,
Our home group has that. It's real weird. It's real weird.
yeah, it sucks. Don't play that one. But you can do it if you want.
It's really random, like very random.
Well, it's the wild magic surge sorcerer version for a barbarian, essentially.
But you can't cast spells when raging, so how does that work?
It adds like a magical effect.
But like it's random though, so it does random things. I think it's
Yes,
like a
you roll a
D8
die.
table. It's not like it's not quite as extensive as a sorcerer wild magic table from the player's handbook, but
So if you don't want to have to make decisions, do that.
I suppose
It just
so,
adds
yeah.
magical chaos to the mix. I don't know.
Yeah. But I mean, like that can be fun, right? That can be super fun.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It can really also be out of place depending on your campaign, I guess.
And what you roll.
Yeah, we had some pretty crappy rolls there in that first fight, too. There was a lot of critical fails.
I didn't hit a single thing with my great axe or my battle axe or whatever the hell
That's
it
why
is.
you chucked it.
Yeah, your axe sucked.
Except for that gnome. The gnome got fucked.
Oh, boy.
Eat axe.
Poor little gnomes.
Yeah, so are those gnomes are all dead, right?
Did they
you left them
suffocate in their, yeah.
Wait, I don't think they suffocated, but you left them trapped in there with no food. Well, I guess they can conjure stuff, so they could eat for a while.
I thought they could make toys once a year.
They could eat their toys once a year.
They live on in Glimbershank's heart.
Uh-huh.
Like I was saying in the Discord, really the only hope is if the pain deer somehow freed David Grinch, and then David Grinch found the cookies and saw... Wait, where did the cookies end up? They were in the grotto.
They were in the grotto, yeah. They're in the grotto.
Yeah.
So if he somehow solved the cookie puzzle...
If David turned to us
Dave!
to solve the cookie puzzle, there's no way he's going to do it on his own.
Oh, man.
All right?
I mean, he could just try eating one cookie at a time and see which one worked. Hopefully he gets lucky.
It worked great for Fridge. Fridge has his own fantasy football league. He's got a tiff on his arm, looking sexy as hell in that fire bra.
Fire bra, yeah.
Oh, right, the hat. Yeah.
We got a whole set of butt plugs to work through. I mean,
Yeah. We could have done after credits. scene.
Merry
Okay.
Christmas for Fridge.
All right. And to all a good night.
Oh my.
Okay.
I think it's fun in the one shots when our characters already know each other and we can like make that stupid backstory shit that we can. It gives us more opportunity for the role play and stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys know about Zora? So much, right?
Not a goddamn thing, yeah.
That's probably the way she prefers it.
I really was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine and was inspired by Rosa.
Yeah. It's very Rosa Diaz.
Yes. I mean, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever I would say was like, this is dumb.
Yeah.
Which is actually what Terry says a lot. Terry says a lot of things are dumb. Anyway, okay. I digress.
Maybe my next character will be Captain Holt.
I'm
That would be
ecstatic.
funny.
How would you role play that?
I don't know. I wouldn't do it justice. I can't.
So you already had a contraction. It's cannot if you're Holt. Come on! Have you learned nothing?
It would be hard audio only, I think, because a lot of
Yeah.
Holt is visual.
Yeah.
But I mean, like you could be maybe a ranger with an animal companion to get Cheddar in there if you really wanted the dog.
I will say I
companion.
loved playing Ranger. That was my first time playing Ranger. Super fun. Multiple attacks, like, psh.
Yeah.
Whew, I've been missing
multiple
out.
attacks where it's at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Multiple attacks is very nice.
Dude, Ranger's fun.
Everybody crapped on the Ranger when 5e put it out there, and I've just been playing the base with just a little bit of. I think I have a feat from something else. I enjoy playing them.
I feel like it was really fun.
Is there anything about your characters you wish you had done differently?
Nope. No regrets at all.
Your self-genocide.
Tiffany could have been a little more sexually aggressive.
Oh, boy.
She was downplaying it way too much.
I don't think I would have changed anything about Fridge. Fridge was great. He was fun to play. I mean, I was smacking shit and doing damage. Like that's what you want out of a barbarian. I thought, yeah, Fridge was dope. I don't think Fridge is the type of character that can make an entire campaign, but he's perfect for a one shot.
Especially this one shot with being cold resistant.
Yeah, I was the maxer and Bill was the minner in this one shot.
The min-max. Yeah. That's how it works.
Oh, man. Well, it made sense at the time, okay? I wanted a wizard that was not going to be hanging back and casting from a distance.
Did you make this when you had COVID? That's what it was, right?
Wizards should always be in the back. Wizards in the back. Wizards do not go up front.
Well,
Wizards are squishy. We've talked about this. You're
Oh,
squishy.
boy.
You have no armor.
Let's
all right.
Okay.
he had some stuff that could make him a bit more survivable, but yeah, it was bad. It's a bad idea.
I enjoy the one shots because it gives you an opportunity to go in and try. Like I've not played a rogue in 5e, and
Right.
I mean, I didn't really get to do much from a rogue standpoint. Got some sneak attack and a
You
little
got some
bit in there, but-
hellacious sneak attack damage.
Yeah, which was nice. But it gives you an opportunity to try out different things in in a short little session. I like it. And then you mix it around. Considering maybe multi-classing at some point in time.
Oh, dang. How many times?
Maybe, 2. I'm going to get crazy.
He hasn't completely lost his mind, Lilo.
My God. Who would do more than 2?
Oh, you're a fool!
I do like the Ranger Rogue combo. I think would be really, really good. But,
yeah, that'd be good.
But who knows what I'll do next?
Oh, sneak attack to like 2 attacks.
When we do our next after party for the regular show, which actually is going to come out pretty soon after this one, we'll talk about the Ranger Rogue combo because that's what Killian was.
Yeah, I mean, I made the mistake with the main show of not multi-classing at a lower level, but I wanted to get that Ranger up.
I think it's important to get the extra attack. See, that's the bullshit thing about multi-classing. If you have enough levels in the martial classes that would give you extra attack, it should be like the cantrips. Like you should just get the extra attack. But I guess that's difficult because you think of like Jacques. Not all of the classes he is have extra attack, so maybe that's what it is, I guess. But I assume it's a balancing thing, but it's frustrating. And I don't know that in 5e as it stands, if multi-classing, it doesn't want. I think it puts you behind on the power curve. I suppose that depends on what you're multi-classing into, at what level, etc. So there's lots of variables there, but at lower levels, like sub 10, not getting that extra attack at level, even if you go to like 4 fighter and 1 whatever, you're not getting your extra attack.
Mm-hmm.
At a combined level 5, that's a pretty severe disadvantage on the power curve, and I don't think the versatility that you get that multi-classing offers, it doesn't make up for that, because usually a lot of that versatility comes, or it doesn't end up being too impactful, and trust me from experience, doesn't end up being too impactful in combat. And Dungeons & Dragons is a combat system with some role-playing mechanics thrown onto it, right?
Mm.
Yeah, it can be really frustrating trying to decide where to put your level.
Yeah.
Yeah, at when. I think it's a lot. I mean, it's a hell of a lot easier multi-class if you're building like a level like 6 or 7 plus like character, right? Because I've never played a character in a campaign and slowly multi-classed and felt the progression that way, right? I've never had the opportunity to do that. So
In our home group, I started as a rogue, and in order to multi-class to a ranger, I had to wait till I got to 4th level and take the stat bump so that I could have my stat high enough to then the next level get 1 level a ranger.
Right.
Yeah.
Which was really frustrating.
Yeah, that part's kind of annoying, I think.
Bryn was going druid. It was happening.
At least though, in your case, Emily, at rogue level 5, it's not like the rogue gets an extra attack. So maybe it really does depend what you're starting with, right? Versus on that
Right, because there
power
are
curve.
some levels where that next level really is not that impactful.
Right.
Like 6 and 7 generally is not. I guess maybe it's 5 and 6.
Yeah, there's a few
It can
in there
depend on if you're adding like extra traits or dice to things, and so yeah.
Well, I think usually what a lot of the power multiclassing comes from is, again, when you're min-maxing and you're taking like a 1 or 2 level dip. And like, for instance, if you take a 1 level dip into cleric, or is it cleric? Oh, I don't know. I think it is cleric, and you can get like heavy armor proficiency. So then you're like fighter cleric,
20 AC is
or your
decent.
whatever cleric can put on heavy armor and that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
I think it's like the war cleric or whatever, but you're also getting that cleric domain right away as well, which is very powerful.
True, it comes with its own stuff.
Yeah, for a cleric dip. Which also, I think in the current playtest for 1D&D, the cleric domain stuff doesn't kick in until level 3.
3, right? All the classes
Right.
are changed to
Right.
3. Yeah, that's going to change the dynamic of multi-classing.
Yeah,
a little
100%.
bit there.
It's going to make it like not worth it.
Yeah.
Like, what would be the point of it? Unless you want a character like Jacques. I mean, Jacques' great, but he's not great in combat.
Well, the great thing about Jacques is the roleplay.
True.
Otherwise, Jacques is pretty useless. When I do one-shots where Jacques in it, I pretty much count that as being one less character in the fights.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Those those whips are.
Oh. That's too funny.
You can talk the talk, but you can't whip the.
Yes, you can.
By the rules, whenever you multi-class, you're supposed to meet. Is it you need a 12 in the stat that character primarily uses? Like for fighter, they would use strength, so you'd need to have a 12 in strength to add a level of fighter, right?
Yeah, it's 13 actually, but yeah, and depending on the class, depends on what you need. But the thing is, to multi-class into or out of, you need the stats. So in Shaft's case, the one reason that Shaft cannot multi-class into Rogue, rules was written, is because his wisdom is not high enough. Because the Ranger requires a 13 in dexterity and wisdom to multi-class into or multi-class out of. And Shaft's wisdom is only a 10.
What do you mean multi-class out of?
So you cannot go from Ranger to Rogue.
So Shaft, let's say if Shaft's stats were 20 across the board, except for wisdom was 10. He couldn't multi-class to anything.
He couldn't multi-class to anything that was wisdom-based.
Wisdom-based. So I have an 11 wisdom, but I was going to, at 8th level, take the 2 stat jump and get up, so the next time I could go and do multi-class with Rogue, but I thought, I'm not going to get there, right? It wasn't
but now
worth
what?
it.
We're level 12. Joke's on you.
Well, yeah, it would help. It would help right now, but I wouldn't have got those other cool, features.
Whirlwind.
Too, so. Whirlwind attack is what I really wanted to stick with Ranger.
We were talking about him multi-classing to Rogue, which is dex-based classes. No?
Yes, but you must meet the requirement for both classes. So when you look up in the PHB, the multi-class in the chapter 6 in the multi-class section, it has the chart with all the stats. You must meet the prerequisite for both classes.
Okay, so I guess I was confused by your response then, because it wouldn't matter if it's a wisdom-based class he's multi-classing into, because he doesn't meet the prerequisites for Ranger.
Yes, you're 100% right. 100% right.
That's kind of stupid.
So have you always followed that rule when you've made your one-shot characters that multi-class into 4 different classes?
Yeah, that's why they have 13s across the board. That's why their modifiers are garbage. Jacques is I think Jacques' highest stat might be a 16.
You can be a little bit good at everything.
That's right. You can be above average in everything. That's it. Because 10 is average, right? 10 is like an average. So you can be slightly above average in everything and be fine, but you're not going to be top tier 20 stat character, right?
Yeah.
That's the other downside, is depending on your classes, a lot of them are multiple attribute dependent. In a lot of cases, you may be dependent on 3 main attributes, and most of the time not including Constitution, which is important for your HP total. So it's just the math is just not on your side when you're multiclassing.
Yeah.
It's almost like they don't want you to do it.
Almost.
What about 1D&D? What are they doing it for that?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're doing with 1D&D. Apparently, they're getting a lot of feedback and are actually responding to the feedback from the survey. So if you have read through the playtest material for 1D&D or play tested it yourself, you should fill out the survey and tell them what you think, because they actually are listening to it and are making changes. In the latest one or an upcoming one, it might be out by now, but they've made changes to the Dragonborn again that originally in the early playtest Unearthed Arcanas that they released, nobody liked the Dragonborn because they made a bunch of changes. For some reason, they thought they should change what they offered in Fizban, which is a great Dragonborn in Fizban's Treasury, or that book. But now in the latest Unearthed Arcana, they've changed it and made it tweaked again. It's much more like Fizban with some other stuff. So it actually does seem like they are listening to it, which is good.
Is that the breath weapon cone versus straight shot, or was that part of that?
Yeah, it's because in Fizban's the change. I don't know what it is exactly, but in Fizban's the main change for your breath weapon was you could use it one in lieu of one of your attacks if you had the extra attack feature, so it doesn't take up your entire turn like it currently does. It's really nice, yeah. But it will do less damage, but you can use it equal to a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus per long rest, I believe is what it was in
cool.
Fizban's.
That's
really
nice
cool. And a bunch of other different types also like gem dragons and that shit, and gives you other ability. Like the Fizzman Dragonborn is super cool options in that book.
So wait, should we be listening to our listeners' feedback? Is that how this
What?
works then?
What? Who? Why?
Timestamp
Wait,
to cut
other
that
people
out.
are listening to this?
Wait, huh? Is that the moral to the story?
We listen to feedback. People love the after party, so we took them away. We
Yay!
listen on.
That was actually heartwarming to see how many people were like, no, don't take the after parties away. We like them.
Yeah.
Well,
It was nice to know.
this is neither the time nor the place to discuss it, but I'm going to do it anyways.
Oh,
We've said multiple times
How
we're
we do
nearing.
things.
Exactly. We are nearing the end of campaign 1. So if there is lots of, I don't know how many. Okay, this might be something we just need to repeat every after party until the campaign's done. But if there are things that you liked or did not like about campaign 1, then this is now the time to let us know
give us some feedback.
before we launch into campaign 2, right? Because obviously we're having lots of conversations amongst the 5 of us, and we certainly do appreciate input, despite what Elena says, and devaluing your opinion.
Okay. All right. I was being facetious.
4 of the 5 of us really appreciate it.
It was a very well planned segue into asking our listeners for a spar of feedback.
I picked up what you were laying down.
Yeah, exactly. I set it up, and then you dunked it.
Boom! Like an athlete.
Fantasy football.
I just love people that say athlete, like it's like 3 syllables.
Yeah,
Anyway,
it's got
sorry.
some extra letters in there. There's like an extra A or something in there.
Athlete.
But I don't think I think I put something in Discord, but we haven't said anything on the main show, again, because we haven't had an after party. But I have resigned at my place of employment, and we'll have a ton of, my focus will be the show now, for the foreseeable future at least. So I don't know, we're just really excited about it, and not to discount the ending of campaign 1, because a lot of shit is happening right now, and things are getting really intense.
Yeah.
Listener, you have no idea.
But yeah, we're all getting hyped for second campaign, which I estimate will probably kick off sometime in spring. Q2, end of Q2, I would guess, but
It would be nice if we could launch it April 1st again.
Aw,
that
that'd
actually
cool.
would be
that would be
great
perfect.
timing.
Yeah. We'll aim
That
for
would
it.
take some effort because I'll be out of the country.
Good feedback,
by-
Emily.
And by then, but
So Leland's going to spend more time. He's got more time to spend towards the next campaign and all the other. So if we got
Social
some good
media,
ideas,
feedback.
Promoting,
yeah.
bloopers.
But the best way to promote is for the listeners to tell other people. That's the networking
Yes.
is really
Yes.
the way.
Tell your friends to tell their friends.
I want you guys to all hype the crap out of our second campaign starting, and let's give her,
Which
give her
honestly,
a good try.
I think our listeners are pretty good evangelists for
It's
the
true.
show. It's
Yeah, they really
it's
are.
nice
We have
to
great
hear.
listeners.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
The Incorrigibles spawn Incorrigibles.
The Lelanders spawn the Lelanders.
Feedback is definitely nice.
Not a Leelander. Hashtag
We don't
not a
need the
Leelander.
Leelander count to go up.
Yeah.
We've leveled that off. I think we've maxed,
Oh, we got that infestation under
maxed
control.
that out. Yeah, I think we're.
Yeah, we've
We're
met our
One,
quota, I think.
Emma. One Leelander. We're good.
There's a few t-shirts that sold. Uh,
Yeah, I bought
Yeah.
them all.
yeah.
There's a concerning amount of Team Leelander t-shirts out there, actually.
Yeah, I mean, just even in like short discussions though, we all kind of are aware of the fact that like the group of us, the 5 of us, is like what we enjoy the most. So no matter what we do, I think we're gonna make memories, have some fun. Patrons have experienced lots of extra one-shots and other types of RPGs and everything, right? Like no matter what it is, we genuinely just enjoy hanging out together. So
Absolutely. Well, we got into it. It was basically just us. We're going to play D&D. Let's record it and have a podcast too and have fun, right? And teach other people in the process as we're teaching you guys. Well, now we're almost 4 years. Is that right?
Yeah.
So in April.
oh my gosh, we're so old.
Wow. Okay, we
Wow.
have to have the campaign done by April 1 because 4 years
Yeah.
is too long for
It's the longest
a
campaign.
Three-year
ever.
campaign.
Far
Yeah.
too long. Far too long. I'm just gonna think of it as a 3-year campaign, even if it ends up being like 5 or 6. It's always
And that's
pretty
with
yes.
that's with 2 releases a week for a year.
But then also we have released other things, and we've had times where we've had a couple weeks where we haven't released main campaign, so it's
We've
not.
had some personal stuffs and
Well, what I'm saying is now we have a lot more experience to knowing what we enjoy and don't, enjoy and that kind of thing. So I think going into the second one, we're going to have a lot more knowledge, and I think it'll be
Cohesive.
fun.
I enjoy when John plays female characters that are completely
Dumb.
dumb. Yes. I was trying to think of a word that wasn't dumb, but it is dumb. Yeah. It's just really fun.
Dumb is like a nice way to tell someone that they're stupid, because you don't want to call them an imbecile, because that's clearly.
I was going to say idiot, but yeah.
Yeah, see, idiot's too far. Dumb is like right
Yeah.
in the middle.
They're just dumb. Yeah. They're just simple.
A vacuous moron.
Simple. My friends call me Vac.
That's your next character. Just start naming him after appliances in the house. I'm Sink. I'm Sink, man.
Well, yeah, I'll have the whole kitchen keep going.
I mean, do you guys think now that, Bill and Elena, now that you've played a lot, do you think creating a character that has flaws and problems is more interesting than, a character that does a lot of damage? Or
Absolutely. I think the more I play RPGs, the more I realize that combat's one of my least favorite parts about playing an RPG. And I know that's not the same for everyone. Like, I have one of my best friends doesn't really care for role playing, but I love role playing. I love the story. Combat, I still enjoy combat, but I enjoyed a lot less than the other things.
I think combat around a table is different than on a Zoom call recording for a podcast too, though, right? So, like, there's a lot more chitter chatter and back and forth and looking at the map and looking at your minis and, like, music's playing in the background, right? When we're recording, it's, like, silent and we're trying to, like, let each other speak and, like, think and, like, I don't know. It's a little more
And
formal.
your comment about flaws, I love having broken and flawed characters. It makes it a lot more interesting.
I'm already like starting to try to think of, I kind of still think of a character after watching a TV show or something. I don't know, but that's inspiration's fine. It's not trademarked, Rosa, Zora, not the same name, totally different.
Totally different.
The black leather jacket may be the same, but
Has anybody thought of what they might want to play next campaign? And also, here's the question: is what tier of play are we going to start in the next campaign? Are we going to start at level 1 again? Are we going to start at level 5?
I don't know.
3.
3?
Level 3.
probably 3 seems to be that sweet spot where you got a little bit.
It's not overwhelming to learn your character, but you're not puny, super wimpy level 1.
Yeah, 3 seems like a good place to start.
One shot's 5.
It's hard, like, I kind of like the balance of magic, but still having a weapon that's good. Like, as Mia, I don't know that I could go heavy no magic or heavy just magic. Do you know what I mean? I've liked the balance of it. I don't know. So I don't really know what I'll do.
I don't either. Might try and be a good character again.
We'll see how well that goes.
Oh!
Yeah, that didn't last.
Is alignment going out with 1D&D, or are they changing it up? Because 5e really doesn't take alignment into account much.
Doesn't do shit with it. I mean, there's a few like holdover spells.
You decide
from...
what you do with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Items and stuff.
Yeah.
I feel like it'd be really random to just like roll character stuff and see if you like it, and if you don't like it, re-roll. I don't know. Like how they have the random tables of like traits and bonds and ideals and all this stuff.
We could have our patrons pick who will be.
Oh.
That'd be a terrible idea.
It'd be interesting to give them like name options or options of something.
That's how you get Bodie McBoatface, okay?
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
that's
Maybe
true.
not names, but perhaps party composition.
Okay.
And then the 4 of you could decide amongst you which one would like to play which class. And or race, perhaps, maybe? I don't know.
Like, I don't know that I'll ever be interested in a wizard.
Me neither.
Oh, it's magnificent.
I know that you think that, honey. It's okay. You're allowed to be wrong.
Exactly.
Look, when we did the pep shot and we were all druids, that was a lot of fun. I think
Yeah.
and maybe
We could be a band of something. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But maybe like because druids are also very versatile. I mean, they can melee, they have some pretty good spells and damn, so that might skew how well it worked. versus like a class full of marshals.
Or we could all be clerics. I mean, clerics are so vast.
Good
also.
God, no.
Especially if we're going to do Ravenloft. We'll just go in there and wipe everything out.
Undead.
It's your turn not to heal. No, it's your turn not to heal.
No, you heal first. No, you heal first. Oh, I love daydreaming and just like the possibilities are endless. That's the amazing part of role-playing games in general.
Honestly, and we have been kicking around potentially playing a pretty what will end up being a pretty heavily modified Curse of Strahd module for the next campaign. But honestly, a party full of clerics in Ravenloft would be pretty interesting. It would actually be very, very interesting.
Turn and everything.
I think it would be. I think just the band of one class is interesting in the fact that we have really good, like the pros and cons. It's very black and white, right? Like it's one way or the other. Like it'd be very swayy, right? Like there's like the balance. It would be sometimes in our favor, sometimes not. Whether clerics or not.
Then we all have to be bards and be in a band.
No.
That would be very. We're already got all the flaws.
I was actually thinking about this. I would like to play or discover a bard that I actually like. Because I don't feel powerful as Pam, and that's why I took some rogue. It made sense character-wise with Jock as well.
What's Pam's, like, what type of bard is
Pam is like 3 bard, 2 rogue.
So I wonder if higher level, like if we started at 3 and then we work into, by the end of the campaign, you get up to like maybe 9, right? Depending on how we do the progression again.
But it feels a little too squishy sometimes too, thinking like, if I didn't want to be a wizard, why would I be a bard? But
yeah. Well, I wonder though if how roleplay heavy we are now, if bard would actually become more valuable because of that, because they have a lot of charm stuff, right?
Like out of combat, what I could do, yeah, exactly. And that's where I'm saying like I want to be excited about what we play. So if I can dream up a character and we start high enough level, like that could be a possibility. I don't know. I do want some sort of challenge. Not to say that Mia is not a challenge, but Mia's pretty beefy. I don't know. I keep seeming to go down anyway, so.
Mia is, I really like Mia as a character. I didn't really appreciate when I started playing role-playing games that clerics could be so powerful. I always just thought of him as just like a healing wizard, basically, like squishy character with a staff.
I think she's my favorite character I've ever made, and my favorite class so far. But I mean, there's other types of cleric too. Try those out.
I think that's what's great about the one-shots is, one, I get to play, but also we get to experience different classes, which is nice to get, because you don't get that with long campaigns, right? Unless I guess your character's dying every like 3 months and you're getting to make a new one.
Barbarian sounds interesting to me too, like just being like, so what, and like let's throw down, like just in the face. Like I just want to, sometimes I just want to play like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
I don't want to be tactful. I just want to like hit stuff.
I think you could have, I think a charismatic barbarian would be interesting. Not even necessarily an actual mechanical multi-class one, because again, when you're raging, you can't cast spells, which sucks. But just like, again, kind of flipping the trope of the barbarian, because like Grimby's a barbarian. Grimby's a storm barbarian or whatever it's called.
What?
Yeah, that's what I use for his stats. He's not a
pirate. We've never really seen him in action much.
He's mentioned it before.
When we fought on the Rising 4, he's raged and he shoots at some electric stuff when he does it. And yeah, a barbarian doesn't have to be angry. I mean, I guess
I know, but I want
mechanically, to be. Yeah, but you know what I mean.
It's
like
called rage.
You can flavor it however you want. You could just call it instead of rage, it would just be like annoyed. I'm gonna annoyed. And then you get your bonus.
I just can't even. And I get my bonus. You just go like full Karen Barbarian.
Oh, no. Karen the Barbarian.
Yes, it writes itself. It's happening. No. Oh man. Well, we digress from the one-shot talk, but
yeah.
We had a one-shot, didn't we?
Speaking of feedback,
we're still talking about one-shots in general. I think it's still on topic.
See, we miss after partying.
Yeah. I have a question though now. So we routinely and now can never not do a Christmas one-shot special, But what other holidays do we now factor in and do one-shot specials for? Easter?
Oh, wow.
Apparently,
that's
we're
a good
having enough
question.
trouble getting patron content done. I don't think we need to add anything.
That
Patron
is true.
holiday specials. There we go.
I'm-
Problem solved. Every Halloween we do a one shot. I'm just kidding.
But it's okay. Off my conversation. I'll talk to you. Okay, look. Holiday theme, we can play them whenever. We just got to bang out 6 Halloween one-shots back to back to back and just hold on
Not
to them
all
for
of us
5
can quit our
years.
jobs.
Oh, okay.
Senior Steel.
Damn it.
Well,
Come on
St.
now.
Patrick's
Forgot about
Day,
that.
we can all play Leprechaun.
Oh, yes. So I'll play a bunch of little gnomes.
Well,
right here.
apparently gnomes can just be sub for
be
whatever the fuck
anything.
you want them to actually be.
That's right.
I guess.
Leprechauns, elves, what doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Sub them for dwarves. Totally the same.
Glimbershank thought he was a dwarf.
I actually really liked when you're... What was it that thought he was a turtle or whatever? A
My
dragonborn or something?
Dragonborn, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I really like it when a race thinks
Who
it's
was
another
that?
race or something.
Is that Bebop?
Bebop.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bebop.
yes.
With his shell.
I really like Bebop.
Oh, so many good times.
Bill, it's your turn to do a one-shot next.
I know. I'm way overdue. Think I'll we have a handful of modules that we've picked up over the past year or so. So I think I'll just pick one of those. The what was it? The GUI something or other? GUI
Cube.
GUI cube.
Gooey dice.
Gooey Duck.
Gooey cube?
Yeah. GUI cube.
Yeah, whatever that Pokemon is.
Yeah, the Pokemon.
Gooey.
Pika Pika. Yeah, that
It's Pikachu.
I think they sound cool. Maybe I'll pick one of those.
Gooey Chew.
Oh my goodness.
Right. We're getting to that point where we're like, all right. Oh, this is what they miss. They miss this.
Yeah, apparently.
They want
Well,
more of it.
Is this
The
what they're
ones that are
missing?
still listening.
Give us feedback. Is this what you miss?
Is this really what you want?
What other Pokemon would you like us to imitate?
Who's that?
Tweet us at Incorrigible on Twitter.
Oh, man. Too good.
Yeah, I like the Christmas episodes. It's always
Yeah,
fun to
me
cut
too.
loose a little bit. And,
Yep.
Yeah.
We cut loose a lot this time.
Load up your ice spells. Get ready for a good
Yeah.
time.
I can't recall. Have we always killed Santa in some way?
No,
No.
you saved Santa on mine.
Right.
Yeah.
We took on Krampus in Bill's.
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
John, you had to do one. John has yet to, we keep saying this, that John has yet to DM for the main feed.
Oh, yeah.
Still?
John, you're doing the next Christmas one.
All right.
Okay, well, I got some time.
Gotta wait a
You
whole
always,
year, guys.
you always got to pay for John, huh?
That's,
Yes, you
pay.
do.
You pay.
Yeah, you do.
Well, that's a shame. We need to get one of your one shots on the main feed, John, because they've been a lot of fun.
I loved doing Paranoia, and I'd love to do Paranoia again, but I've never played, so I
You
don't
did a
know
good
how
job.
much I would. I don't know how much I would like playing versus being,
Yeah,
master computer there.
that might be one of our best. That I had so much fun.
It's so good that Britt listens to it to fall asleep. She told us. Just the droning of the computer's voice,
Yeah.
right, John?
Just dreaming of Throbby in the basket.
Mm-hmm. All right, we got anything else we want to talk about on this one?
Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Yes, Happy New Year, everybody.
Good predictions for the new year. Any predictions for the new year?
Predictions for the new year. Do
I
anybody
think
have any?
Leland's not going to work. It's gonna be
I ain't
great.
gonna work
He's
a
gonna
day.
love it.
No, that's actually not true.
We're going to get so much more social media interaction. You all our listeners are going to tell their friends about our new
Are
campaign.
these predictions or resolutions?
These are predictions.
Predictions.
Predictolutions.
Resolutions are for
Predictolutions.
chumps.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, man.
I think 2023 is going to be a banger year. I think
Yeah. The world's going to open again.
very excited for it all. I mean, we're going to be at Origins, right? That's the plan.
Yep.
Regardless
Oh,
of
yes,
IPCon ends up
IPCon.
happening or not, we're going to be at Origins, right? We're going to finally meet.
Yes.
I think maybe we should meet before Origins sometime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
think
should
that'd
go
be a
to
plan.
a big cabin
Suss
or
each
something.
other out a little bit.
See if we actually like each other.
Yeah. It's like
Wait a second. The only person left is Sus.
Leland is going to regret quitting his job for us.
Oh no, I haven't done the proper vetting process. What have I done?
Didn't do a background check.
Yeah, well, definitely have to figure something out.
Yeah, if you're interested in board gaming with us for IPCon, it's on the sites, it's on the things.
Yes.
Go to the website.
Got some slots
I'm sure all of
available.
our listeners have already heard us talk about IPCon, but if you haven't,
Tell your friends.
go to incorrigibleparty.com. Yeah, there's still room for more. So spread the word.
2023, baby.
You'll be able to redeem the Leelander in person.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
baby.
Oh, does
Need
anybody
to go
want
reread
that?
that.
Yeah. Talk about something we haven't done in forever is stream
What's the
anything on
cost
the
for
Incorrigible Party.
For having to lotion the delts? Is that going to be available to redeem as well?
It's free for you, Bill.
I've been John and Shaft.
No, you haven't. And Tiffany.
And Tiffany McBoatface.
Make boat face.
I forgot that was her last name.
Underbottom. I'm Elena. I played Zora.
I've been Bill and Glimbershank Underbottom.
And I'm Leland Seal playing Fridge.
And I'm Emily. Brought you this lovely adventure and wrangled these cats.
Meow.
Happy adventuring.
Happy adventuring.
That was the slowest outro ever.
All right, who comes after John?
Emily, usually, right? But
Yeah,
she
but
DM'd,
not
so
when I
technically...
Do I take Emily's place or do I go second to last? Am I the penultimate?
So is it me?
Well, yeah, because Leland's last.
No,
Here,
but-
let's do this again.
No,
And just
Emily's
pretend,
last.
The
pretend
DM is
Emily said something.
Okay. Are you going to do it?